hope. I don't think this is, yeah, okay. It has a little brown ring. I was worried that it was mold, but it's just because I didn't put the lid on. It's definitely doubled. It smells a little gross, but not too bad. Let's discard most of it. Oh, it smells sour. It smells like sourdough starter. Okay, so we're a week in, and it's starting to get somewhere. So just to show you, I'm leaving like that much in there. And then do some water. Here's the one that I'm doing whole wheat and all-purpose flour. Again, now that they're doubling, it reached the top of the jar. So make sure that you're not filling these tiny jars too much or you're gonna have an explosion. They're doubling and they're smelling good, but I'm not gonna use this to bake until about day 10, I think. If your starter isn't this active yet, that's okay. Remember that we're in different environments. And while I'm trying really hard to keep my other established sourdough starter separate, it might just also be, you know, pumping up my new starters. So don't be upset if you're not seeing that much activity yet, or if your starter is still smelling kind of gross. I think I'm gonna attempt my first loaf probably on day 10 if I keep seeing this smell, because it smells like a regular starter. So that's kind of cool. We're getting there. Okay, that one's done. All right, I'm gonna put this lid on all the way now. There's lots going on in there and I don't want it to dry out. I'm not gonna screw super tight because I don't want it to be like explosive when I open it. I'm gonna screw it on so it doesn't get that crusty crust. Now this one, look, this right here is proof that it bubbled over. So that must have been overnight. If your starter, if you're ahead of me or your starter is super gung-ho and really active and you're like looking at it a few hours after we feed it and it's doubled and it's like really happy, you could feed it 2 times a day and then you could try the float test, which is not always accurate, but I think when you're establishing a new starter, it's really good to know, especially if it's white flour. Whole grains are heavier, just makes sense, right? The white flour has less of the bran and germ. It's lighter, it's smoother. That's why it makes a lighter and smoother bread. So if your starter is mostly white and you are feeding it and it's doubling in 6 hours or something, and then it's falling in that 24-hour process that we're doing right now, you can feed it twice a day and honestly, like, try to bake a loaf of bread with it. I encourage you to try it out, see what happens. So here we go. I just posted a couple videos addressing some starter care so that if you're a little bit ahead of us and you want to start baking with it or you have some questions about it, see all of this right here? It's just like dried around the rim. The only other jar of this size that I have has my existing starter and I don't want to kick it out. So I'm gonna take some out of here because I fed it too much and it's gonna explode. All right, there's day 7. We're getting somewhere. I hope your starters are getting somewhere. I hope this app doesn't get banned. Day 7.